Hello, everyone. Welcome to the one and only Footy Podcast, episode 5. Yes. So let's look at round 18. Started on Friday where Collingwood hosted Geelong at the MCG in front of a pretty big crowd, and Geelong won by 20 points. And Collingwood didn't play well really all game. Geelong just controlled. Cameron had his field day out, and Collingwood didn't really do much. I didn't watch the game personally, but look at the stats and all that, and I saw I was kept checking the score half time, 3/4 time. Geelong had with leading all game. Geelong made it look easy. Collingwood is on the downfall. 3 losses in a row now. Top 4 to now to 11th or 12th. So Collingwood, I don't know. Quite a big downfall. Quite a lot of injuries. I don't know. Doesn't look like they'll make finals maybe. But even if they make finals, I don't think they'll be top 4 and defend the premiership. So I think no back-to-back for you. Sorry, Collingwood. Adios. And Saturday we had Hawthorn hosting Fremantle at UTAS in Tasmania. And Hawthorn won, very surprisingly, to me at least, because Fremantle have been in pretty good form the last 3 weeks and nice wins. Good form in general, the last 5, 6, 7 weeks have been in good form. Besides that one smashing, Western Bulldogs killed their ass at Marvel. But Fremantle usually play decent at Tasmania, but then Hawthorn just won by 13 points. And Fremantle led most of the game until the last quarter. Hawthorn just woke up, and the wizard, Nick Watson, kicked basically the goal to win them the game. Get the lead from 8 to 14. Or 8 to 14. 6 to 13, I think, or 6 to 12. What a legend, man. What a legend, Nick Watson. What a legend, Hawthorn. And I wasn't watching that game, but I wish I did, because good on Hawthorn. Nice win. Very good win after a bounce back from the crappy performance against Geelong last week. Or 2 weeks ago, so it was good that they bounced back against Fremantle. Keep their final chances alive. And Fremantle fall out the top 4 because they lost that. They had a lot on stake, Fremantle, if they would have won that. They would have been probably second if Fremantle won. But no, so now they dropped to probably 5th. So shows how such a close season, that big ramifications of Fremantle. I don't know why they didn't win. I don't know what happened. They scored only 74 in the last few weeks. They've been scoring 90, 100, 90, 90. I don't know what happened. Hawthorn are too good. Unbiased. Unbiased, eh? Well, yeah, good on you, Hawthorn. Doesn't help when my data's slow. But Sicily kicked 3 because they moved Sicily until after half time. They moved them forward. We kicked 3 and basically won them the game. And then Luke Bruce kicked his 2. Good on him. Calciadier kicked 2. Not bad. And Fremantle kicked 10 goals 14. That's probably the reason they lost. They couldn't kick straight. The whole thing kicked 13-19. Obviously that's better. And Amos had 1 goal 3. Ooh, and Treacy had 1 goal 1. That's why they lost. I get it. And in the midfield, per usual, Will Day played well. Wolf played well. Brayshaw, Sarong played well. But no one had over 25 touches. Everyone had less than 25. And Lloyd Meek played well as usual. And just when Sean Darcy doesn't play, Fremantle didn't have that good of a record. Maybe that's the reason they lost. I'm not sure. Because Lloyd Meek is a legend. He's such a good ruckman. And maybe Luke Jackson couldn't deal with it. I don't know. But I saw a video where Lloyd Meek tapped at Newcombe. Newcombe got some space, kicked a goal. But that's such good ruck work. Such a good player, Lloyd Meek. Thank God they got him from free, and free must be we let this guy go. And freaking Sean Darcy's so injury prone, and Lloyd Meek's the opposite. Yeah. And we had Sydney hosting North Melbourne in the SCG, and Sydney had lost their last 2 games by combined 5-6 points, and they came here and dominated. And it was Luke Parker and Callum Mills first came back, and they dominated, man. They won by 80, and North Melbourne came crashing back to earth after a few good weeks of wins and small leads or small losses and things like that. But then they got whipped, man. 80 points. They got told what to do. Sheedsville still had a good game, but they got whipped, man. Warner and Goulden were the standouts again, even with Heaney out with suspension. Goulden and Warner, they took him to the sword, and McDonald kicked his 4, Papley kicked his 4. So a response game from McDonald, but he's been kicking pretty inaccurate recently. But this game he kicked 4 goals too, so good on him. And big statement Sydney to show we are first. They're going to finish first. We're going to kick North Melbourne's ass. We lost 2 games we shouldn't have. We're going to come back and smash them, and they did. The game after that was at Marvel, Western Bulldogs hosted Carlton, and Carlton came off a loss, and Western Bulldogs came off a loss, and I thought personally Carlton would win. They're the stronger team. The Western Bulldogs surprised everyone, and they just seemed to play better at Marble, and they won by 14. And Ugle-Hagan had a good game, and I saw this game, and Cripps played pretty well, and Walsh was okay, and Zach Williams went out with a hamstring, I think, in the second quarter, and Kerno kicked 3 goals, 7. It was so bad, man. Like, he was rushing. He marked it on the 50. Instead of passing it, he blazes at goal and misses. And for Cripps' 200th game, they got pretty close to winning, but they didn't, and Cripps was angry, obviously, and Cripps, like, was carrying the midfield again. He's such a good player, man. Like, and Bonampelli was decently quiet. He had a good game, but wasn't that good. And Treloar was a late out, and Norton didn't play, and they still found a way to win. The Western Bulldogs, nice strong win, but they're very inconsistent. Like, they're still not in the 8. So, like, 1 week win, 1 week loss. I don't know how they're going to make the 8 if they keep playing like this. And Carlton basically, like, went from 2nd to 4th, I think. Because they could have kept the top 2 spot, but they lost. But Carlton lost their last 2 games now. They lost to GWS and Western Bulldogs 2 weeks in a row, so if they lose this week, they're going to be, like, out of 4. So not good, not good for them. Kerno would have kicked straight, I guess they would have won. And Mackay was quite quiet too. So if your forwards are quiet, you'll lose. That just always happens because scoring and all that. 86 is a quite low score for Carlton. The Western Bulldogs played pretty good defense. Even Liam Jones weren't playing in Western Bulldogs still. Buku Kamas owned Kerno, man. It was crazy. Buku Kamas marked everything. He had him in his back pocket, man. Kamas killed him. And Buku Kamas is shorter than him too, and it just made him look silly. So, very good defensive job. Then we had Adelaide hosting St Kilda at the Adelaide Oval. And I picked St Kilda for some reason, but they've been in 3 of the last 5 in good form. And Adelaide just came and won by 30. And St Kilda scored 39. How ridiculous. Such a low crap score. Who would have watched that game, man? It was 71 to 39. What type of score is that? That's not an AFL score. And Riley Philpott kicked his 2 and had a big comeback game. And shows Adelaide have a little bit of a future, but this game is just 2 bottom teams facing each other, so nothing really to be excited about. And St Kilda, man, 39 points, you're better than that. Jesus, man. You beat Sydney last week, and then next week you just... I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Then we had Melbourne hosting Essendon at the MCG in a rainy day, and Melbourne won by 17, and Melbourne had the game, the whole game basically. At half time was quite low scoring, and after the 4th quarter got a bit higher. But like, yeah, even without Gawn and Petrarca, Melbourne still won, and Merritt was quite quiet, and Essendon, I don't know what they're up to, man. In Melbourne, Leo Van Rooyen was pretty decent, and I don't know, Melbourne are not that good of a team in my opinion, and Essendon are the better team, but I don't know. Essendon just couldn't win, and Essendon just, like, I think they're out of the top 4 now, I think, because of the loss. And Essendon not won many games recently, so I don't know. Any good team they face, or any decent team, they just lose Essendon. I don't know what the deal is. Like, they beat Collingwood last week pretty, like, 10 points, and it was a good win. And then the next week they come and score 67 and, like, lose to Melbourne and Collingwood. I don't know. Are Melbourne really that much better than Collingwood? They're on the same wavelength, so I don't know. I don't know, Essendon. You want to win a final this year, but you lose to, like, everyone, like, decent? I don't know. We're gonna stop 20-year drought of the finals win. I don't know really this team. Like, Peter Wright, Langford, Stringer, not enough talent in this team. Merritt, Ridley, is there not enough talent? Like, I don't know what the deal is for losing. I don't know. And the percentages are so bad, man. Like, it's under 100. I don't know what they're up to. And on Sunday we had Gold Coast hosting Port Adelaide at Metricon. Or People's First, whatever you want to call it. And Gold Coast won, obviously, because they can, every game they win at home and away, they can't win nothing. And close game, Gold Coast won by 14. And Port Adelaide, Dixon came back, I think, and he did nothing because he's old. But you had Butters and Rosie were good, and Harold Francis had 9 touches, which is pretty crazy. 9. That's so bad, man. And apparently he was like, going at the refs. He was going at the players and giving away stupid free kicks and all that. Yeah. And Gold Coast, they're a way better team at home. I don't know what the deal is, but Ben King kicked his 2. And, yeah. Like at home, always like Flanders and Anderson play amazing. At home, away is not as good. Yeah. And will they put Adelaide like for loads? It does not load. Yeah, right, whatever. I think Butters had 35 and a goal. Houston had 34. Rosie had 29. Farrell had 27. Boak had 25. There's some good numbers, but Gold Coast just won. And they're just a way different team at home. I don't know why. They probably won't make finals because of it. But they can't win away in Port Adelaide. I don't know. They're such an up and down team, Port Adelaide. Like, I don't know. Win here, win there. I don't know. And we had Richmond hosting GWS at the MCG. And GWS are very, very obviously clear favourites. And GWS won by 24. And Richmond were never going to win. It was a close-ish game. But GWS don't play well with the Gs, I guess. That's why it was such a close game. But GWS got the win, so good on them. Helps them build momentum to stay in the 8 after beating Carlton last week as spot NG. So GWS back on a roll maybe, I don't know, we'll see. It was Richmond, doesn't mean nothing. Richmond are 18th, but still at least you won, at least you didn't lose. Because they like to lose games they're supposed to win, so I don't know. Good on your GWS, keep going higher. And the last game was West Coast hosting Brisbane at Optus Stadium, and this was a lot closer than I expected, like very, very much a lot closer. Because Brisbane only ended up winning by 13, and I went to this game, and it was played pretty well. Like, first game under interim coach, and they played pretty well. They scored 14 goals to Brisbane 16, so they played pretty well, and they kicked pretty straight, so they helped them stay in the game. And Lachie Neale, man, helped them win. He had 2 goals. He had his 30. McCuggers played well. Dunkley played well, and Hipwood played well. Danaher was okay. Even team performance. Harris Andrews had a decent amount of intercepts. Brisbane played pretty well. Some points they didn't, but McInerney was good on the ruck, and Danaher kicked his 2. Hipwood kicked his 2. Cameron was quite quiet. Only 2 goals from 4 touches. Rayner had a nice game. Lohman kicked 2 goals too. Played pretty well. Yeah, Tim Kelly was decent. Yo was decent. Liam Ryan marked everything. 9 marks for the game. He marked like everything, man. He was good. Dorko was good off the back line, and Ashcroft was decent. And yeah, Lachie Neale got 3 Brownlow votes again, I'd say. But it's 34 and 2 goals, man. And he kicked basically the goal to help them like get that 19-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Because he missed an easy one, but then he got that one. He got it from like 50, and then his goal before was a set shot on the boundary line from like 40, and he got it. Man, Lachie Neale, man, he's playing like insane. And McCuggers too. McCuggers played very well, 32. But he kicked 2 behind. He could have had 2 goals, but he missed 2 easy shots. Still a good game though. And Dunkley's been very, very consistent since like he came to Brisbane. They're very, very good. And Harley Reid had a quiet game, and a lot of Eagles didn't really show up. And the Eagles played better though, like without Darling. Like Waterman and Allen are good players. Like Allen kicked his 3 goals straight, and Waterman kicked 2 goals 1. So they played pretty well. And Liam Ryan had 21 and 2 goals. He played very, very well. Liam Ryan in his 100th game. But yes, that is round 18. And then if we look at round 19, on Friday we got Essendon hosting Adelaide at the Marvel Stadium. Essendon $1.53 and Adelaide $2.51. And Essendon are 6th and Adelaide are 15th. And Essendon should win this like very easily. Because Adelaide don't play well away from home. And yeah, Essendon are a lot better team. Adelaide have nothing to gain from winning this game because they're not even close to the finals. Then we've got GWS hosting Gold Coast at Giants Stadium. GWS are the favourites at $1.38 and Gold Coast $3.09. GWS is 7th and Gold Coast are 11th, and GWS, just as I'd say, should very easily win because as we know, Gold Coast can't win away from home. And GWS are in some good patch of form. This could be their 3rd in a row, help them go up the ladder a bit more. But they still got Toby Green and Jesse Hogan and Whitfield and Kelly and Cornelia. Well, Kelly's injured, but Cornelio and Tom Green, and got a solid team, so they should be able to beat Gold Coast. Then we got St Kilda hosting the Eagles at Marvel Stadium, 15th versus 16th, and Eagles are $4.10 to win, and St Kilda $1.24 because Eagles haven't won away from home since last year, and I'd say St Kilda would win. After a pretty disappointing showing against Adelaide, they'll probably beat the Eagles. Should be able to beat the Eagles, especially since it's Melbourne. But they beat Eagles and Perth too, so St Kilda are the better team. Only a little bit, but St Kilda should win this. Then we got Hawthorn hosting Collingwood, and Hawthorn actually the favourites, $1.85, the 13th, and Collingwood are 12th, $2, and this is a very, 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 very hard pick. Because basically whoever loses, it probably won't make the finals, but they'll probably go down 13th or more, so... Man, I just think, I don't know. I should go for my team, but I just... Collingwood, man, they have something in them. They always... When they're down and out, they find a way to win, so I would say Collingwood's going to win. Even though the corresponding game last year, Collingwood lost to Hawthorn when they were in a lot better form. But earlier this year, Collingwood beat them by 5. Yeah, I'd just have to say Collingwood. It's going to be a very, very close game. Hopefully a good game too. I just feel Collingwood's going to win. Because I think Collingwood's a more experienced team, and they should make finals. No matter the time they have, no matter the injuries, compared to the Hawthorn teams that haven't made finals in 6 years. I know Hawthorn are a very, very hungry team. I just think Collingwood will win. I know Collingwood are in shocking form, but I think they can really lose 4 in a row. They haven't lost 4 in a row in a very, very, very long time. So I just think Collingwood will win. And it'll be a big game, maybe 70,000 people, a lot on stake. I just think Collingwood will show up. And even though Mychak's not there and a few other players are not there, I just still think they'll be able to do it. But Jamie Elliott came back, and I don't know, they've been playing bad, but their team is good enough to win a lot of games. So I just think they will win and maybe get close to the top 8 or make the top 8. Because they're better than Hawthorn, in my opinion. But we shall see. I see Collingwood winning, but I could be wrong, obviously, but we shall see. Then we got Geelong hosting Western Bulldogs at GMHBA down in Geelong. Geelong are obviously the favourites at $1.46, third place, and Western Bulldogs at 10th, $2.72. And I got Geelong winning this one because Western Bulldogs don't usually win in Geelong, and Geelong are the better team and are in pretty good form. And Western Bulldogs fluctuate every 2 weeks. They fluctuate. So I say Geelong would be winning that one, and they'll probably nearly end up top 2 after this round. Geelong just are in crazy form. Like, they had a patch where they lost 5 in a row, but since then they've probably woken up and had a bit of an easier schedule. So, yeah. Then we've got Port Adelaide hosting Richmond, the Adelaide Oval, and Richmond $7 to win at 18th place, and Port Adelaide 9th at $1.10. So Port Adelaide should kill them. Doesn't matter how bad Port Adelaide have been playing or how inconsistent, they should be able to kill Richmond. In Adelaide too, should be able to kill them and get in the 8, probably, yeah. And Sunday, Kraken game, the first game, probably the match of the round. Brisbane to 4th for $1.90 base, and Sydney first $1.94 the Gabba. And this should be sell out very easily. This could be this could be an amazing game. Should be very, very close. They've been in both pretty good form. Brisbane are in their last 6, and Sydney have won like maybe 10 of the last 12, or even better. So, it's a hard game to pick, man. I'd have to say Sydney, though. Even though it's at the Gabba, still Brisbane are bound to lose a game, and I think Sydney are the better team, so I just think Sydney will win. A very, very, very close game. Because Charlie Cameron hasn't been firing that much this year. He's been playing pretty well. And Brisbane, some of their forwards can be very, very inconsistent. Hipwood and Danaher can play like good 1 week, crap the next week. So I just believe in Sydney more, maybe. And Heaney will be back too. Heaney, Golden, Warner, they all kick goals. They all get a lot of touches. Blakey's very good off the halfback. Grundy's a good ruckman. Amadi, McDonald, Hayward, Papley. Such an even forward line, an even team that even if someone does, McDonald and Marty doesn't kick many goals, the smalls will, the midfield will. Warner always gets 1 or 2 goals a game. So I just think Sydney will win. They'll kick a high score and they'll win, and their defense is very, very good. And Brisbane can defend too, and Brisbane can score a lot, but I just think Sydney will win. And the game I'm going to, Optus Stadium, Fremantle $1.43 to Melbourne $2.83. At Optus Stadium, and Fremantle are 5th and Melbourne are 8th, and this should be a close game. Closer than the odds say, at least. But no, Fremantle should win this. After a bad game against Hawthorn in Tasmania, Fremantle play very, very, very well at home, so I'd say Fremantle will win. Maybe raining, maybe not. Even so, I just still think Fremantle will win, and Amos and Treacy should have a good game and bounce back. Brayshaw and Sarong should control things. Luke Jackson should be good on the ruck. And Gawn will be out still too, so Melbourne won't really have a ruckman. And I don't think guys like Van Rooyen and Turner and Fridge can kick enough goals to beat Fremantle, but I think Fremantle will be going for 100 points like they do most weeks in Perth. And Oliver has been in not good form at all, so Rivers has been, and Bliney has been good, but I don't see how Melbourne can beat Freo. They have so many inconsistent players compared to Freo, and Freo have the better forwards, the better defence, probably the better midfield, I'd say. the way Oliver's been playing and how there's no Petrarca. Rivers the only one really standing up in the midfield recently. That's why I got Fremantle. In the last game on Sunday, Carlton $1.15 hosting North Melbourne, $5.50 at Marvel Stadium, and Carlton was second, and North Melbourne was 17th. And Carlton need to win this, man. Like, it's a game on the platter, basically. I know North Melbourne have been in decent form for 5, 6, 7 weeks, but they got lost by 80 last week, so Carlton should win this, like, very, very easily. But if Carlton loses, it'll be 3 in a row, and they'll definitely drop out the top 2. Just for the ladder's sake, and they gotta win this. They have to win this. Like, the whole season depends on it. Like, to finish top 2, you have to win it. If you lose, like, you're probably getting out the top 2, and you have to fight for the top 2 like everyone else is. So if you win this, you have top 2, have a little bit of space on the top 2. That's my prediction for next week. And if we're going to the ladder prediction, going on everything I said, we shall see what the ladder will look like after round 19. Oh, hang on. Come on. Why is it not loading? Why is it not loading? Come on. Here we go. Okay, so. Sorry it's taking so long on Legends. So if we go by what I've said, Essendon, St Kilda, GWS, Collingwood, Geelong, Port Adelaide, Sydney, Fremantle, Carlton. If that all happens, Sydney will be first, Carlton will be second, Geelong will be third, Fremantle will be fourth, Essendon fifth, GWS sixth, Port Adelaide seventh, Brisbane eighth, Collingwood 9th, Brisbane 10th, Western Bulldogs 11th, Gold Coast 12th, Hawthorn 13th, St Kilda 14th. After that, who cares? But if Essendon lose to Adelaide, Essendon will go to 8th. Yeah, and if GWS lose to Gold Coast, some miracle, GWS will go down to 8th, and Gold Coast will go from 9th to 12th to 9th, which is, I don't see happening, but it's possible. And if Collingwood lose to Hawthorn, Collingwood goes to 13th, Hawthorn go to 10th. If Western Bulldogs somehow beat Geelong, Geelong will go down to 6th, and Western Bulldogs will go from 11th to 9th. And if Port Adelaide lose to Richmond or some crazy thing, Port Adelaide will go down to 10th. And if Brisbane beats Sydney at the Gabba, Brisbane will go to 4th, and Sydney will stay at 1st. And if Fremantle lose to Melbourne, Melbourne will go up to 6th, so 10th from 6th, and Fremantle will go from 4th to 9th. And if Carlton lose to North Melbourne, Carlton will go down to 5th. So a lot of ladder changing, obviously. Yes. And the Premiership favourites, obviously, number 1 is Sydney, $3.25, Carlton second, $4.50, Geelong third, Brisbane third, $7, Geelong fourth, $8, GWS fifth, $10, Fremantle sixth, $18, Essendon seventh, $21, Port Adelaide, no, Collingwood, $26, Port Adelaide $34, Melbourne $34, Western Bulldogs $26, Hawthorn 51. Jesus, man. So they think Collingwood has more chance to win the Premiership than Port Adelaide. Interesting. Maybe. It's possible. But yes, that is me. Thank you for listening.